The Kansas City Chiefs are crumbling right before our eyes, and honestly, it's one of the most fascinating things to witness in today's NFL. They're mismanaging the salary cap in a way that makes George Patton look like a genius for the moves he made last offseason. While the Chiefs are scrambling to patch holes, Denver's future is quietly solidifying, and the gap is closing faster than they think. One of the biggest storylines building toward Week 5. Patrick Surtain, carrying a massive chip on his shoulder, ready to make a statement against the Cincinnati Bengals. Mark that game down. It's personal. Now, let's talk trenches, the place where real games are won and lost. Kansas City's offensive line was exposed last season, especially in the Super Bowl. When the Eagles brought just a 4-man rush, Mahomes hit the turf 6 times. That's 5 linemen failing to stop 4 defenders. It was brutal. And now, they've let go of one of their best, Joe Thuney, their star left guard, for absolutely nothing. No plan, no replacement, just gone. Meanwhile, Trey Smith, their right guard, is on a franchise tag and reportedly pushing for a new deal. And not just any deal. The highest paid guard in football kind of deal. Seriously, let's put this into perspective. Landon Dickerson is currently the highest paid guard at around $20 million per year. If the Chiefs cave, Trey Smith's new deal would exceed that, despite the fact that he isn't even a top 5 guard in the league. Where's Quinn Miners on this list? Ranked 7th. Yet clearly outperforming Smith across the board. His puff grades have been better every single year. Last season alone, Smith had a 78 overall, solid, but not elite. Thuney, the guy they let go, posted nearly an 80. And now Kansas City wants to throw a massive contract at the lesser of the two. That's not just bad business. It's the beginning of a dynasty unraveling. This is what happens when you burn your cap space on a handful of aging stars. The NFL is a 53-man war. You need depth, not desperation deals. Meanwhile, in Denver, we've locked in our cornerstones early. Patrick Surtain, the best cornerback in football, is under contract at a fraction of the chaos Kansas City is now facing. That's not luck. That's strategy. We're watching the Chiefs mortgage their future while the Broncos quietly stack the foundation of something bigger. And make no mistake, this isn't just about contracts or cap space. This is about a shift in power, a dynasty slipping, a rival rising. Stay locked in. This story is just getting started. Quinn Miners isn't just a good guard, he's elite. And yet somehow, he's only the 7th highest paid guard in the NFL. That's insane when you consider his puff grade last season. 88.2, one of the top scores among all offensive linemen. Not just guards, linemen, period. Let's go even further. Miners earned first-team All-Pro honors, voted by the players themselves, the men who actually step on the field and know what real dominance looks like. Not media hype. Not internet noise. Just truth from those who live it. That kind of recognition proves the Broncos made a masterstroke move, locking him in early before the market exploded. That's George Patton playing chess while the rest of the league fumbles checkers. It's the exact opposite of what we're seeing from teams like Kansas City, who are now in a bind, forced to throw massive money at lesser talent out of desperation. And as Denver looks toward future contract decisions, guys like Courtland Sutton, Nick Bonito, Zach Allen, and John Franklin Myers, some fans are anxious. But here's the thing. Patton has earned our trust. He locked in Patrick Surtain at the right time. He secured Miners before the price skyrocketed. He's not reactionary. He's precise. And when his moves age, they age like a fine wine. Speaking of front office excellence, across the league, the Bears just extended their GM through 2029. And while Chicago gambled their future on an unproven rookie and a massive coaching risk, Denver's trajectory feels far more stable. The Bears threw their draft capital at Caleb Williams. We took Bo Nix at 12. And over the next 5 years, don't be shocked if Nix proves to be the better quarterback. Sean Payton versus Ben Johnson. That's not even close. Johnson might be the next trendy offensive genius, but leadership isn't drawn on a whiteboard. Leading a locker room takes presence, command, and trust, something Sean Payton has built his career on. Ben Johnson might follow the McDaniels/McDaniel path, all flash, little leadership. Meanwhile, Denver has a proven winner at head coach and a front office with vision. If other franchises are locking down their GMs, Denver should do the same and make George Patton the highest paid general manager in football. The ownership group has the resources. Now is the time to double down on the guy who's made all the right moves. And speaking of elite moves, something interesting just dropped. There was a recent wide receiver camp where NFL receivers sat around trying to figure out how to beat Patrick Surtain too. Yes, 5 wideouts, including legends like Chad Johnson, trying to come up with any strategy to get past him. You could see it in their faces. Total respect. Some even admitted there's just no real answer. That's the kind of fear Surtain puts in the league. And now, Ja'Marr Chase has entered the chat. He just dropped his top 5 cornerbacks in the NFL, and you better believe we're paying attention. Ja'Marr Chase just released his list of top 5 cornerbacks in the NFL, and Patrick Surtain too wasn't on it. Let that sink in. After everything Surtain has done, after watching wide receivers literally sit around trying to scheme ways to beat him, Chase had the audacity to leave him off the list. That's fuel. That's fire. And you better believe Surtain saw it. Week 5, Chase is coming to Denver. Mile-high altitude. A defense with something to prove. And a cornerback who's already locked you down once. Let's not forget, the last time these two faced off, Ja'Marr Chase was held to just 45 receiving yards over 5 quarters. That's right, 5. Overtime. Multiple chances. And still, Surtain shut him down. Now you leave him off your top 5. That's not just disrespect. That's a mistake. And in week 5, Patrick Surtain is going to remind the league why he's not just in the conversation, he is the standard. Meanwhile, training camp is almost here. Rookies are reporting, and the spotlight turns to 2 names, Jaquan McMillian and RJ Harvey. The clock is ticking. If their contracts aren't done before camp kicks off, they won't be on the field. And that's a problem, especially for Harvey, who has RB1 potential written all over him. The hold-up. A standoff brewing across the NFL. Some second-round picks have already received fully guaranteed deals. Now, others want the same, and until that settles, many second-rounders remain unsigned. It's not just about money. It's about leverage. And unfortunately, it's delaying development. Harvey needs to be out there, running behind what many now consider the best offensive line in football. And that's not an opinion. That's a fact backed by production and film. The moment that deal gets done, the countdown begins. Harvey hitting the field, running at altitude, building chemistry. That's what this team needs heading into preseason. And speaking of what's coming, football is right around the corner. The first preseason game is just weeks away. Camps are opening. Pads are coming on. And the Broncos are entering a new era with confidence, toughness, and belief. This team has something to prove. To the league, to the fans, and to every single analyst who's still sleeping on them.